Hypnotized, mesmerized.
Yeah, hypnotized.
Who are you? Why am I here? What's my purpose? Some of the biggest questions of the heart unfold as a path, not an answer. Hi, my name is Randy Light, and I'm a peak performance coach. I'm a hypnosis instructor and a healer. And for the past 16 years, I've hypnotized thousands of children and adults to pretty much break through almost anything you can think of. But I have been specializing in helping people overcome feelings of anxiety and worry and insomnia and creating peak performance and helping my clients become the best version of themselves. In essence, to learn to love and accept themselves. And I believe that is one of the key factors at why that I have a 90% success rate with it. But today is a master class on how to harness the healing power of your heart. And today we are going to do some amazing different things. Some of the things you're going to learn about and discover today are the fascinating insights about the physical and the spiritual heart. That's what I call it, the spiritual heart, which you'll understand more. And also the power of intention and how to make it work for you. I'm also going to take a deep dive into the heart math research and science, which is kind of really cool and amazing. And the difference between when you're thinking with your head and you're feeling with your heart and why that's important. You're also going to learn how and why it's so important to learn to love and accept yourself. And discover a little bit more about the mind-body connection and how stress and negative thinking actually affects you, your heart, and your life. And of course, with almost everything I do, whenever I lead a class or even presentations and my private clients, I do coaching, but I always like to give a hypnotic experience because that's the best way to make change, is going through getting hypnotized. So I want you to be able to learn to love it yourself and to be able to let go of what no longer serves you and help you to harness the power of your heart. And that is my intentions for you today. My intentions also are twofold: to help you be the best version of yourself and you learn to love and accept yourself. But it's also for humanity. So I have a deep desire to raise the consciousness of humanity and move us forward into love. And by helping you become the best version of you and you learning to love and accept yourself, I truly believe that that helps humanity and it helps raise the consciousness of humanity and move us forward into love. I also want to take a moment to thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for wanting to work on yourself and become a better you. As you already know, like I just said, I believe it is very helpful for the planet and the consciousness that we're all and everything that we're experiencing. So thank you for coming here. Thank you for having a deep desire to learn about who you are and how to move forward as an even better you. I have a question for you. Have you taken the love quiz? So if you actually took the love quiz, which is on my website at randylighthypnosis.com, so you can go to my website and take it there. It's called the Love Yourself quiz, and it will help you. It'll give you some insights and help you to discover where you're at. And when you know where you're at, then you can move forward. And it's okay to know where you're at and be okay with where you're at, because that's the whole point of right now. I also have a couple more questions. Have you ever felt like your head was saying one thing and your heart was saying another? Yeah. And how many of you feel like you are on a path to learning to love and accept yourself more than before? Yeah, think about that. So in just a moment, we are going to dive deep into the different science things that I've been talking about. But some of you don't even know who I am. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes to introduce myself. And I call myself a peak performance coach, a hypnosis instructor, and a healer. And when I was in 5th grade, I remember, this is one of my first memories of me and healing. I was at my friend's house. I would go to my best friend's house all the time. And sometimes I would play with the kids. And sometimes I would go try to help her little brother who was autistic. And I would always try to work with him to get him to talk. And I was in fifth grade, so I didn't have any tools or anything like that. But that was one of my first memories of wanting to help people. And then in high school, for most of us, high school was very, very tumultuous, right? And I was a cheerleader and a gymnast, and I exuded this confidence on the outside, but in the inside, I did not believe I was worthy. I did not believe I was good enough. And I had a critical role model. My mother criticized me all the time. She couldn't see my light. And so I spent thousands of dollars and thousands of hours having to get my mother's voice and my own critical voice out of my head, through coaching and hypnosis. And I'm happy to say that these days I can actually stop the BMWs in their tracks, the bitch, moans, and whines, that is. And I consider myself a warrior. So I went from being a worrier to being a warrior. And one of the key things I believe did that is because of hypnosis and learning to love myself and recognizing that I have qualities and good qualities and wanting to share those. Now, one of my first actual memories of healing was when I was being taught in my early 20s. I was doing a chakra healing class. And back then, they taught you to suck out sickness. Nowadays, with energy medicine and Reiki, you're actually sending energy through you. But they taught us to suck stuff out. So I'm practicing with one of my girlfriends. I get to her sacral chakra and boom, I feel this energy, this physical feeling go right into my hand. I'm like, whoa, that was cool. But then I was sick for 2 days. I was sick. And I was like, well, that ended my healing career because I can't get sick if I'm going to help people. But I eventually went on to get a master's degree, and I moved to Portland first. And when I was in Portland, I had one of those pivotal moments in your life that changes you forever and changes your life. And I was teaching gymnastics, and I was pulling these kids out of the foam pit, and my sacroiliac joint moved, and I had a couple of herniated discs, and I was in pain from head to toe for 3 years. And I did all these things to try to heal myself, but wasn't able to at the time. And so that was fascinating because it really did get me on my path. I do feel sorry for that little younger self who was out in the world by herself before, having all that pain, but nevertheless, it got me on my path. All right, so that's enough about me. And I ended up getting a master's in environmental education and doing things to love and care for Mother Earth for 20 years or so. And then I became a massage therapist. And then I needed a new way of helping people heal because my hands, I couldn't even twist jars without this electrical current. So that's how I ended up becoming a hypnotist. And I had no idea that it could help you with almost everything you could ever imagine. And now I train people to become hypnotists. And so that's kind of exciting. Okay, so here's the thing. To me, and if you have your handout right there, and I was going to share, but I think it's just easier to just show you. So on your handout on your first page, it talks about setting intentions. And how many of you do set intentions on a consistent basis? And I bet if you're here, that whether you're watching this live or on the replay, I bet you perhaps set your intentions at least some of the time. But I believe it's one of the most profound things that you can do in your life, because research says that we have 60,000 thoughts a day, and 95% of our behaviors are subconscious. So they're below our conscious level. And so if you're not setting your intentions, taking the bull by the horns, taking those 60,000 thoughts and purposely deciding what you want, if you're not doing that, that your subconscious programming, which could be that you're not good enough or not worthy, can actually override and guide your experience. But when you set an intention, when you pretend you have a magic wand, which I did have one somewhere, I like to pretend my pen is my magic wand and write down what I want to have, be, feel, achieve, learn, or experience. Intentions are so profound. And I'm going to share with you what those are, that what happens when you set your intentions. But right now, I'm going to give you a minute to write down either on a piece of paper or on the handout to set your intentions right at the top there. What do you want to have, be, feel, achieve, learn, or experience from the session today? From how do you want to feel after the hypnosis? What do you want? What do you want? So take about 1 minute to write down what you want. So write in the chat what you want, if you feel comfortable, even if just one of you do that. But that way I can see and I can add it to the hypnosis component when we do that later, because all my presentations are experiential. So thank you, to be free from anxiety. So if you want to be free from anxiety, you want to write down what you're going to be feeling instead. So you can say free from anxiety, but your intention is to feel what instead. So you will always want to focus on what you want instead of what you don't want. And I get that you want to be free from anxiety, but when you use that word anxiety, sometimes it can bring up anxiety. And so think about, if you're free from anxiety, what are you feeling instead? And write that down. And a path of inner growth, wonderful. And physical energy, yes. Well, learning to love yourself will give you more physical energy, because you won't be as emotional when you have your back, and feel more in control. Yeah. So all of this, what we're going to do today, thank you for sharing that, you guys, will help you to do that. So I'm going to share the science behind intentions. And I share these stories all the time, so I'm not sure if we're going to get into this magical intention story, but this is magical in and of itself. So the heart math research that some of you already know about, there's a research center in California, and Dr. Glenn Ryan is was one of the lead research people there, scientists. And he conceived of a study to test healers' abilities to affect biological systems. And what he did is he broke people up into 3 groups. But see, all these people that were part of this event were part of this experiment were actually trained in what's called heart rate variability, like getting into a coherent state. So today, when I take you into hypnosis, your brainwaves are going to be slowing down and become more coherent. And most of us have heard about that, and I'll get into that later. But with our heart, your heart can get into coherence too. And it's just nice and flowy and even. So you can be trained, and we're going to do some heart breathing today to help you to create heart coherence. And many things happen at that time. But what's interesting is what they discovered is what happens in between heartbeats is called heart rate variability. And it's very showing of your stress levels. And it can be measured. That's the beautiful thing. So what happens in between heartbeats and incoherent or coherent heart waves can be measured. And when you do this thing called heart breathing, which we are going to do, and you combine it with an elevated mood like love or joy, appreciation, enthusiasm, passion, excitement, when you have an elevated mood like that, amazing things can happen. So back to the science. So this study, the first group, and all people were trained to get into this heart coherence and create this elevated mood, which can be measured, remember. And so what happened was this first group was holding a vial of DNA, and they were told to get into that elevated mood and see if it would affect the DNA in some way. It did not. Then they had a second group that they were told to set a clear intention to either wind or unwind the DNA with their minds. And that group also had no statistically significant change. But then there was a third group, and that third group was told to get into heart coherence, to get into that elevated mood of love or joy or appreciation, and simultaneously hold this intention to wind or unwind the DNA. Well, this third group did. They were able to use their mind to wind or unwind the DNA, sometimes up to 25%. Because in order to produce an intended effect, you have to have a clear intention and combine it with an elevated mood, like love or joy, appreciation. When you do that, look what happens. DNA moves. And the other thing that's interesting is that the research says that it takes 17 seconds to create a neural pathway. So if you set a clear intention with that elevated mood of love or joy, appreciation, and hold the thought and the feeling, and the end result is if you already have that intention, and you do it for 17 seconds, that's like making a phone call to the quantum field saying, hey, this is what I want. And that's Dr. Goswami says that. It's amazing to think about that. So intentions are very, very important, as we talked about. Now, I'm also going to show you what happens when you have negative thinking, besides lower energy and feeling out of control. When you're not believing in yourself and doubting yourself and feeding your anxiety with your 60,000 thoughts, that's draining. When you're emotional, can be draining. Like any negative emotion can be very draining and take away energy and help and make you think that you don't have, that you have, like, your memory sucks. So what I want to do now is do the heart breathing and get you into heart coherence and get you out of your head and into your heart, and ask your heart. We're going to ask your heart what its intentions are. And then we're going to do a muscle testing demonstration. All right. Wonderful. Now, go ahead and close your eyes and put your hands on your heart. And take a moment to start breathing in and out, as if you're breathing in and out through your heart. Just focus your breathing on your heart. And as you breathe in, imagine you're breathing in through your heart. And as you breathe out, imagine you're breathing out through your heart. Now put your hands, if you haven't already, in the center of your chest, not off to the left, because that's where your heart chakra is, and that is truly where your heart is. So breathe in and out of that area with your hands on your heart and your eyes closed, and you can rhythmically breathe in and out. For the count of 4 in and the count of 4 out. So you're taking your attention out of your head and dropping down into your heart, and you're really focusing on your heart because your hands are there, and you're focusing on your breathing. Breathing in and out as if you're breathing in and out through your heart. Now in a moment, invite your heart to open, and then see and hear and feel your heart opening. Perhaps like a rosebud opening to magnificent purple or even blue or orange rose, or like a door opening, tunnel flowing, or vortex spinning. So if you haven't already, invite your heart to open and see and hear and feel your heart opening. And breathe in a wonderful feeling. It could be love, it could be joy, it could be gratitude. Breathing in that wonderful feeling and out that wonderful feeling. Breathing in and out, gratitude. Now to amplify the feeling of gratitude or love, think of a moment in your lifetime where you felt very loving or very loved, or both. Whether that memory was yesterday or many, many years ago doesn't matter. And it's just a moment where you felt very loving or loved. It could have been petting an animal, or it could have been dancing, holding someone, being held, just feeling loved and supported. So you're going to time travel back to that memory to connect with that memory, to relive it. You might have a few, just pick one for now, because you'll be able to do this again at your own time and pace. So with the count of 3, imagine yourself time traveling back in time, and let my numbers double your relaxation. 2, imagine yourself time traveling back in time to that wonderful, loving memory. And with the count of 1, imagine yourself in that wonderful memory now. Just be in it, see it, hear it, feel it. Rewind it and replay it and make it even bigger and brighter, and feel the love. Feel that unconditional love, that universal love. Breathe it in and out of your heart and recognize the real you. So just be in that for a moment. Be in that heart space, that love, recognizing the real you. And ask your heart what its intentions are for you. You can say, heart, what do you want me to know? Heart, what do you want me to feel? Heart, how do you want me to feel during the hypnosis today? You can even ask your heart what you want for yourself, for your life. And notice what the heart tells you. Listen. And whenever you're ready, you can take your hands off of your heart and write down what your heart told you or what you felt, heard, saw. I want you to recognize how powerful you are, how powerful your thoughts are, how much they affect you. And because once you realize that, you may start to really think about promising to stop self-criticism and become your own best friend. I have a friend here who is we're going to do a quick demonstration and it'll let you know. Thank you. I've been looking for my magic wand. There's my magic wand. So we're going to stand up and get this ready. This is, if you've done this before, awesome. It's always blows my mind no matter what. And I do this and I love to share this with everybody. It's muscle testing, also called applied kinesiology. And there are many different ways you can use this. But right now I'm going to show you what happens when you think negatively, what happens in the body. All right. So go ahead, and first thing I'm going to do is get a baseline for Jerry's strength. And I'm going to have him put his arm up, and I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and wrist, and I'm going to say resist. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, resist. And I'm going to push down and he's going to push up. Okay. All right. So let's do this. Go ahead. All right. Got it. All right. So yeah, I don't want to be in the way, but 1, 2, 3, resist. Okay. So I cannot push his arm down. So now put your arm down. Thank you. Okay. So we got a baseline. Now what we're going to do is, and I promise I'll make you feel better. Okay. But right now I'm actually going to have you think about a time where you were upset with yourself, or you didn't like how you handled yourself, or you could even have been upset with someone else. But right now it's good. Think of something that you didn't like how you handled yourself. Okay. Yeah. And close your eyes and actually go into that memory, into that feeling, and feel that icky feeling. I promise I'll make you feel better, but really feel that icky feeling. And when you've got that icky feeling, keep feeling it and lift up your arm. And we're going to do that exact same thing. So keep feeling that icky feeling. And I'm going to say the same thing and you do the same thing. Keep feeling that icky feeling. 1, 2, 3, resist. I did tell you to resist. Have we done this before? I think, okay, so now I'm going to zip him up. Okay. And hold on, come back. So now I want you to actually think of a time where you felt confident, where you loved how you handled yourself. You loved how everything went. Okay. Yeah, he's fast. He's there. So now close your eyes and really get into that. Feel that energy, that confidence, that joy, that passion. Just get into that wonderful feeling, that memory. Keep replaying it. When you've got that like confident, wonderful feeling, lift up that arm and we're going to do the exact same thing. Just feel that really good feeling. You've got that confidence inside you, all around you. We're going to do the exact same thing. 1, 2, 3, resist. You can put your arm down and open your eyes. Okay. What happened for you?
Well, I think I was a little bit stronger when I was in the positive state.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to share?
No, I think that'll do it.
Thank you, Jerry.
You're welcome.
That is one of my favorite things to do because it really shows how freaking incredible our mind is, how powerful our thoughts are. if you've done this before, congratulations. I say practice this with other people. But one of the most profound things is if you can think about what just happened and so he was strong, and then when he thought negatively about himself, he got weak. So I work with a lot of athletes, and this is very powerful for them. But when you are thinking negatively, you're releasing chemicals, stress chemicals that make you feel bad, that drain your energy, that make you doubt yourself and increases anxiety. One negative thought can kick in the fight or flight response. One. If we have 60,000 thoughts a day, if half of your thoughts are negative, that's 30,000 negative thoughts. If just a quarter of your thoughts are negative, that's 15,000 negative thoughts. And remember, one negative thought can kick in the fight or flight response. When you think negatively or doubt yourself, or even if you get upset with other people, guess what? You're going to go weak. So even thinking negatively about other people and you're upset about something, it's all going to release chemicals that make you feel bad. So I am going to have you all should have the handout, and you can write a little bit about what you just experienced under the muscle testing part. It's still on page 1. And so down here, you can write about the muscle testing, the applied kinesiology, what you learned. And once you've done that, you're going to turn over, and there it is. You're going to write down and make a commitment to promise to stop self-criticism. Because in order to understand and deepen your connection with your heart, your true self, you must stop criticizing and doubting yourself. What you are committing to is learning to have your back and to learn to love and accept yourself. Okay, so make sure you have done that. And I'm going to ask you right now, I know I can't see you, so you can do whatever you want, but I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. Once again, put your hands on your heart and say, I promise to do the best I can to stop self-criticism, to learn to love and accept myself, and become the best version of myself. I promise. I am committed to having my back, to being there for me. I am promising now to learn to love and accept myself more and more every day in every way. Excellent. So I gave you enough time. But if you continue to look on page 2, there are 2 pictures there. And up above those pictures, it says, to love thyself is to love and thank all of existence. To love thyself is to love and thank all of existence. Now, Dr. Emoto, he wrote that. And Dr. Emoto did some fascinating work. He took water and froze it. And some of the water was blessed by monks. Some of the water was blessed by healers. Some of the water just had words that said love or hate or anger, gratitude. But what was so fascinating about this work, and you can see it, Dr. Emoto, is what he discovered was when it was positive, like gratitude or love or joy or blessed, the water, when frozen, would form beautiful, like snowflake crystals, each one different. And when it was negative or doubtful or worried or anger or hate, it didn't crystallize. And we are over 70% water. So think about that. Even just the word written on a plastic container filled with water, frozen, made these beautiful crystals. And so Dr. Emoto's quote, to love thyself is to love and thank all of existence. To love thyself is to love and thank all of existence. And let's continue with that, because the other photo there shows a picture of the heart's field. The beautiful thing is people and the Eastern world into chakras, the energy wheels and energy centers have known this for 5,000 years, but now we're actually being able to prove that the heart has a field. It's an electromagnetic field, and it's bigger than our bodies, and it affects other people. And fear is much smaller and contained, and love not only emits photons, which we'll get into in a little bit, but is expansive. And so if you're in a loving state, if you're in heart coherence, it can actually affect people around you. So when people are upset, the best thing you could do is to get yourself into a state of gratitude or love or joy and heart breathe so that they can feel that. It will affect them because love and gratitude and your heart has a field. Does that make sense? So this book, Your Body Speaks Your Mind, is so fascinating by Debbie Shapiro. If you're into these kind of things that I am and understanding how your body, how your thoughts and emotions affect your health. Well, I have to share this with you because in the book she cites, and I did some research and I did find that this lady has a website. This lady named Evie or Evie, E-V-Y McDonald, she reversed Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. Think about that. So I'm just going to read you a little excerpt from this. Evie McDonald was working as a nurse when she was diagnosed with a rapid form of ALS. She was confined to a wheelchair and given only 6 months to live. She says she just wanted to experience unconditional love before she died. And to do this, she knew she would have to start by loving herself and her own body. But when she looked in the mirror, she was repulsed by what she saw. And she said the next few months were grueling. The first step for her was to notice and write down how many negative thoughts she had about her body in the course of each day, and how many positive ones. Every day, this is what she wrote, every day I singled out one aspect of my physical body that was acceptable to me. I couldn't pinpoint when the shift occurred, but one day I noticed that I had no negative thoughts about my body. I could look in the mirror at my naked reflection and be honestly awed by its beauty. And it was at this point, I'm getting chills talking about it, that Evie stopped deteriorating and began reversing the ALS. Think about that. That is incredible. And you can look her up, E-V-Y McDonald, McDonald. Just incredible to think about that. By loving her body, loving herself. I think she started out with like a pinky or something that she couldn't complain about. And then eventually it shifted. So think about that. Now, we also know that stress can do awful things. Stress is one of the #1 killers and is very connected to heart issues, to cancers, to inflammation, everything. And we, as I said earlier, we know that one negative thought can kick in the fight or flight response. And most people spend all of their time in fight or flight. And when you're in fight or flight, your body is manufacturing adrenaline and cortisol. And cortisol, and you probably know a lot of this, but cortisol is that stress hormone that marshals in. So both of those things marshal in some systems and turn off other systems, right? So if you're in fight or flight, that means your body thinks it's being chased by a bear. And you're not going to need cognitive thinking, because if you sit there and try to figure out whether you should fight or run, you're going to die. And so when you're worried and stressed, there's very little cognitive functioning. And your heart starts beating faster and pumping blood everywhere, and not everywhere, to muscles, so you could fight or run. Here's the thing, and you may have already heard me say this, but your body cannot simultaneously manufacture the feel-good chemicals when it's manufacturing the cortisol. So if you're if you're in a habit of getting anxious or worried, then what are you going to do? You're going to release more cortisol, and then you become anxious and worried, and then you release more cortisol, and you become anxious, worried, afraid, doubtful, release more cortisol. But this is a learned behavior, and anything that's learned can be unlearned. That's the beautiful thing. Hypnotherapy makes it so much easier to make change and to reprogram the subconscious mind for success. And but you are also programming and reprogramming your subconscious mind for success. And actually on my website are the 5 ways to program your subconscious mind. And that the 5 ways that you can do it besides hypnosis. So that's another masterclass that you can check out on my website. The thing is that stress is so profound. And what I love about hypnosis is it melts the stress, it resets your systems, it literally melts the stress out of your body to the point where I had a client who she was in her early 20s. She had to quit college. She had fibromyalgia. She was depressed. She had gained weight and she had been a gymnast. And now she was in so much pain and so upset because she quit college. And when I did this first session of the Essential 4 that I do with almost every client who walks in my door, because it builds confidence, it strengthens the ego, it melts the stress, it resets your systems. When I did that with her, I happened to ask her right before I took her into hypnosis what her pain level was on a scale of 0 through 10. And she said a 6 out of 10. 10 was extreme pain. And at the end of the session, it was at a 0. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just so grateful I asked her, and her fibromyalgia ran into remission. So that was pretty powerful. So I want to go through all of this, and then we're going to take a 2-minute break in about 10 minutes, and then we're going to do hypnosis. The thing that I want to also mention about stress is that there's this thing called broken heart syndrome. And broken heart syndrome is a heart attack, but there's no blockages. It's all emotional that creates a physical problem. I mean, the mind body is so incredible. You can look up broken heart syndrome. It is a heart attack, but without any blockages. Hypnosis, like I said, is a great way to help you to get your head and heart working together, to melt that stress, to believe in yourself, to learn to love and accept yourself. With people who work with me privately, you have to sign an agreement to promise to stop self-criticism and become your own best friend. You have to sign that agreement. And I make it a lot easier for you. And we get to the root cause of whatever is making you doubt or not like yourself, or that guilt, is just turning against yourself. So I make it a lot easier for you, but nevertheless, it's a big journey and it needs to happen now. And there's a great DVD on Gaia, a great video called The Power of the Heart. And I think it was a Sufi saying that he said the longest journey is from your head to your heart. So let's talk a little bit about the head and the heart. Then I'll talk a little bit about hypnosis, and then we'll get hypnotized. So the head versus the heart, right? So the heart, because I want to get into this a little bit. The heart is the seat of love and compassion. I really wanted to know what the difference is between your head and heart. And I remember somebody told a friend of mine to say, just follow your heart. And I'm like, what does that mean? Follow your heart. How do you follow your heart? Now, I'm a pretty heartfelt person, and I spend a lot of time in love and joy and gratitude. But I still didn't know the answer to that. What do you mean follow my heart? Because when I get up here and I start analyzing and worried and wondering what's going on, and should I do this or should I do that, or does he like me, or whatever it is, that's all up here. That's all head. That's all analytical. That's all past programming. So you drop down into your heart. Now, we don't have to do as an elaborate thing as we did earlier. You can just put your hands on your heart and talk to your heart and say, heart, what would be the most ideal thing for me to do right now? What could I say? Heart, tell me, talk to your heart, ask it questions, because the heart is the seat of love and compassion. So when you're in compassion, that's a great place to be. So Dr. John Gray wrote, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. That's right. And he says his wife we'll stop talking to him. If he is all analytical and mad at her and just talking from the head, she's like, when you get into your heart, we can have a conversation. So when he gets here and he's calmer and into love and compassion, then they can have a conversation about what just happened, but not until then. So the heart has its own tuition that's not, the heart has its own intuition that's not bound by space and time. And it's written someplace else, but the heart math research, they did this not just with heart math, but all over. And they had a bunch of electrodes all over, and they were watching and for their heart and brain and different aspects. And what they found was, and they showed random pictures on a computer screen, and they were measuring, how people responded. And some of the pictures were awful, like a car accident or a bloody person, and some were just, beautiful, peaceful sunsets and different things. But what they discovered was about 20 seconds before a random photo would show up on the screen, the heart would react. Think about that. The heart would react. Now, this study has been demonstrated all over the planet, so it's very real. It's not bound by time and space. So the heart sends an intuition as a truth, not a fear or worry. So if you're a fear or worry, you're not in your heart. So as Eckhart Tolle says, live in the power of the heart because it's the power of life itself. I like that. So the mind can understand conceptually wholeness, but the heart experiences it. The heart is expansive. Fear and worry are contraction. So if we think about what the head would say or think or analyze and what the heart would say or do, the head would say, I can't handle this, whatever this is, I can't do this. The head would say, I don't have needs. I'm confused. I keep analyzing and thinking. I'm obsessing. I'm ruminating. I'm not strong enough. If I just give more, I'll be loved. That's all analyzing from the head. But the heart would remind you that you are not broken. You do not need to be fixed. You can establish a boundary and not give at your own expense. Your heart will answer and ask, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? It's feeling. That's the word. I'm feeling. And you're out of your head and into your heart. What am I feeling right now? What do I want to feel right now? Your heart knows you're going to be okay no matter what, but it's a feeling inside of you, a knowing, but it's a feeling. And one thing that I know rejection is very much, it affects our hearts, right? And rejection creates obsession, which means we're thinking over and over about it. But it's about protection. So rejection can create obsession, but it's about protection. So protection, you go into your heart. If you look at rejection as protection, because whatever that situation was, you might have felt rejected, but now you're free of that situation. You're free of it because, and you could feel grateful because you just got protected. So I hope that makes sense. Now, before I get into hypnosis, I just want to let you know that I don't know how much we're going to be able to do this, but there's so many fascinating things I gave you in your handout about the physical heart, the spiritual heart. And what I want to say also is at the back on the last page of your handout is information. Like if you decide that you want to, I have some more gifts for you is really where I'm trying to go with this. And on the last page, you can choose option 1 where you can get a complimentary break-free consultation with me just from because you're listening to this now or watching this now or the replay. And there's a link there, or you can go to my website, randylighthypnosis.com, and schedule that. You can text me also at 219-929-8726. Just text love self. But the other option is you can get a savings. If you want to do the essential 4, if you want to get out of your own way and get from where you are to where you want to be, you can sign up for that 4-session package and get a $50 savings. And you just need to, let me know that you saw that and heard that, and you'll get a $50 savings when you jump in on sessions with me. So that's, the essential 4 helps you to build confidence, like I said earlier, and strengthen the ego, helps you respond resourcefully to the world. And we do some of the deeper work in getting to the root cause of things. And we also include forgiveness in it. And that way you can have a profound updated experience, letting go of limiting beliefs that no longer serve you, and help you to tap into your true self and really learn to love yourself. So that's what I love about the essential 4. And I believe virtually every person on the planet would benefit from going through it. So if you feel called to want to know more about that, you can get the consultation, or just say, I'm ready. You can text me or go to my website, and randylight@gmail as well. Your heart is just such a magical thing, and it pumps blood. And what's fascinating to me, and I brought this down here, is that physical heart. I can't even press this tennis ball. And what the research says is that that's how much your heart, when squeezing this, that's how much your heart pumps every day. Like, not how much, but intensity, to get the blood to move through your body like a tennis ball. So I just thought that was so fascinating. Now, I want to share with you what hypnosis is, in case you don't know, have never been hypnotized by me. I need a drink of water. First of all, it's a normal, natural, common, everyday occurrence. Hypnosis is just a focused state of awareness, a focused state of concentration, a focused state where you're more open and receptive. That's it. And all I'm going to do is guide you into this focused and relaxed state where you're more open and receptive. So all hypnosis is self-hypnosis, but you're just allowing me to guide you today. And your brainwaves are going to slow down out of beta into alpha and theta, and they're going to be cycling the whole time. Sometimes you're going to feel like you're very deep in la la land and can barely hear my voice. And sometimes you're going to be like, am I in hypnosis? Is this working? As soon as you notice that conscious mind, tell it to go sit down and come back and focus on my voice and what you're doing. There's time distortion in hypnosis. And the thing is you want to trust how you're perceiving impressions, because everybody's different. And for you, you might be able to see, you might be bright and vivid. It might be just kind of there. It might be clear. So however you picture or sense is fine. Some of you are going to be able to hear. If I tell you to imagine you're at the beach, you'll hear the waves or the seagulls or something. Others can't hear anything like me. So just be okay with that. Some of you are going to be able to feel like the warm sun on your skin or the sand beneath your feet. Others aren't going to be able to feel anything. And that's okay. Just go with how you're doing it, knowing that it's good enough. It's a good lesson in believing in yourself. Some of you will be able to smell and taste. Most people cannot. If you haven't already, get into a comfortable position and close your eyes. And on your next breath in, take a deep breath in and hold your breath in for as long as you comfortably can. And with your eyes closed, look up above your eyebrows, connecting with your higher self and your intuition. And then lower the eyeballs, and as you breathe out, tell yourself relax and feel yourself relax as you imagine a sound wave flowing through you from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And we're going to do that a couple more times. So on your next breath in, take a deep breath in. Hold that breath in for as long as you comfortably can. And when you breathe out, tell yourself to relax. And lower the eyeballs and feel a healing sound wave flowing through you, relaxing the muscles behind your eyes, through your body, down to your toes. We're going to do that one more time. So on your next breath in, hold it in, looking up, connecting with your higher self and your intuition. And when you lower the eyeballs and breathe out, tell yourself relax and feel a healing sound wave relaxing the muscles behind your eyes, in your jaws, in your neck and shoulders, and all the way down to your toes. Now you can continue to deep breathe, you can resume normal breathing, or both. Either way, begin to pay very close attention to the sound of my voice, as if memorizing every word you hear me say. Right now, picture yourself standing at the top of a set of stairs. Notice what your stairs are made of, and imagine a peaceful place is down below. A place you can call your peaceful place, a sacred space, even your superpowers place. Now that place can be on a mountaintop, a river, a waterfall, a forest, a meadow, indoors, outdoors, even the moon. Your creative mind. Imagine yourself at the top of the stairs now and see or sense that peaceful place down below. Now in a moment, I'm going to begin counting backwards. Just allow every step you go down and every number you hear me say to double your relaxation. So by the time you reach your peaceful place, you're 10 times more relaxed and 10 times more focused. So engage all your senses now and imagine yourself taking a step down from 10 down to 9, and imagine doubling that relaxation. Picture yourself taking another step down from 9 down to 8. And again, imagine doubling that relaxation. Engage all your senses and see and hear and feel yourself relax as you step down. 7. Begin to let go now, knowing the more you let go, the better you feel. The more you let go, the more in control you become. So let go now as you drift down and step down to 6. Begin to feel like you're melting right there into the chair or the bed or wherever you are, and step down to 5. And once again, imagine doubling that relaxation. And then imagine yourself stepping down to 4 and just letting go even more. That's right. Double that relaxation as you step down to 3. You're almost there. You're almost at your peaceful place, your sacred space, also known as your superpowers place. But feel yourself relax as you step down to 2. Double that relaxation. Trust your impressions. And in a moment, I'm going to say the final number. I'll gently snap my fingers and you will arrive and immerse yourself in your peaceful place. With that final count of 1, step down now and arrive in your peaceful place. Immerse yourself. Look at the plants that are there, the animals, the tall, majestic trees. Listen for the sounds of water or animals welcoming you and greeting you. Find a place for you to sit or lay or float and double that relaxation. As you get more and more comfortable, allow sounds that you hear inside or outside your room to relax you deeper and fade away, so that you can focus and concentrate on what you're doing and the sound of my voice. Also, continue to allow every single suggestion that I say for your highest good to flow deep into your subconscious mind and make a deep, lasting impression, so that you do continue on your journey of being the best version of yourself, of believing in yourself, of learning to love and accept yourself. So as you relax even deeper, we're going to let go of any stress that no longer serves you. So as you begin to focus on your breathing, imagine you're breathing in peace. And when you breathe out, imagine you're breathing out stress into a balloon, whatever color balloon you would like, right there in front of you. That's right. Imagine you're breathing in peace and breathing out stress. into that balloon. And as you breathe out, breathe anything that no longer serves you into that balloon and watch it grow. So breathing in peace. When you breathe out, just let all that tension and doubts go into that balloon as you watch it grow. Another breath in of this wonderful peace. When you breathe out, just let all the tension and doubts go as you hear that balloon grow. Let's do that one more time. Deep, wonderful, peaceful breath in. And when you breathe out, just breathe out anything that no longer serves you into that balloon as you watch it grow. Let it go. Now, if you're still holding on to the balloon, tie it up. And in a moment, just let that balloon go. And as you let that balloon go and it goes higher and higher, you feel lighter and lighter. As that balloon goes higher and higher, you go deeper and deeper to that place inside you where things change, where things heal, where insight lives. That's right. So fill yourself up now with this wonderful feeling of peace, of love, of gratitude. Begin to start breathing in and out as if you're breathing in and out through your heart, similar to what we did before. Breathe in and out as if you're breathing in and out through your heart, in the center of your chest. Breathing in and out. And imagine you're breathing in and out love, unconditional love, universal love. Breathing in love and out love. So love is in you and surrounding you. Breathe in and out as if you're breathing in and out through your heart. Now, in just a moment, you're going to invite your heart to open and see and hear and feel your heart opening. Perhaps like a rosebud opening to magnificent red or orange or purple rose, or like a door opening, tunnel flowing, or vortex spinning. So if you haven't already, invite your heart to open and then see and hear and feel your heart opening. And then breathe in and out unconditional love, universal love. That's right. Now to amplify that feeling of love even more, once again, you're going to time travel back to that wonderful memory so that you can relive that feeling of love and remember your true self. I'll count backwards, allow each number to relax you and deepen you. When I snap my fingers, you travel back in time and be in that wonderful memory. Just pick one for now. And with the count of 3, double that relaxation. Imagine yourself time traveling back to that wonderful memory. 2, double that relaxation, time traveling back to that wonderful memory. With the count of 1, be in that wonderful memory now. Rewind it, replay it, make it even bigger and brighter. Hear the sounds, see the details, feel the love, and feel the textures. Keep rewinding it and replaying it until you feel that love. You're in it. You're immersed in that memory, in that scene, feeling that unconditional love, that universal love. As you do this, recognize the real you. Love. That's right. And breathe that loving feeling into your heart, in and out. This unconditional love is a feeling, it's a state, it's an emotion, and it's a vibration, and it's the real you. Breathe this wonderful feeling in and out of your heart now, and make a promise, once again, to stop criticizing yourself. Make a promise to learn to love and accept yourself more and more every day. Make a promise to have your back and to become your own BFF, your own best friend forever. Remember, to love thyself is to love and thank all of existence. To love thyself is to love and thank all of existence. That's right. So now we're going to do some work in your heart. I'm going to count backwards. Once again, each number is going to relax you and deepen you. And you're going to imagine that you're in your heart, as if it's a room. That's right. So you can heal it, clean it up, let go of what no longer serves you, and make the photons of light that your heart creates, which has been proven, get bigger and brighter. Your heart is so powerful. It literally emits photons of light that can be measured. And very soon indeed, you're going to go into your heart, strengthen your connection with your true self and your intuition and the intuitive power of the heart. Now, before you do that, you can invite your inner healer, a guide, a mentor, or an angelic presence to travel with you to your heart. I'm also going to count backwards, allow each number to relax you and deepen you. When I snap my fingers, you invite in a guide, an inner healer, an angel, a mentor, however your creative mind imagine it is right for you. So with the count of 3, trust your impressions. 2, double that relaxation. 1, invite in a guide now. Trust your impressions, whether you see or hear or feel or just know there's a guide there with you. Sometimes people do things on their own. Just take a moment to connect, create your inner healer. You can pretend. Now, you can take a moment to connect with your inner healer, your guide, and ask for some wisdom. You might see it or hear it or feel it or just know it. And now, the 2 of you are going to go into the heart, your heart, as if it's a room. Bring your light, your love, to help a little you that we will invite there. To love up yourself. Strengthen your intuition, connection with your heart. All right, we're going to go into the heart now, you and your guide, as if it's a room. Once again, with that count of 3, double that relaxation. 2, even deeper and deeper now. And with the count of 1, arrive in your heart. Trust your impressions. And notice what you're seeing there, what you're hearing, what you're feeling. Now you have the power to heal. You have the power to bring love here. Your heart is already open from what we just did. So you can actually imagine photons of light coming out of your heart into your heart. Think about that and feel that. If you need to turn on more lights, turn on lights. There's a special area that you can release stuff that no longer serves you, a spigot or a hole. And you can fill this up, your personal power, with love and strength. Make it a sacred space now. Good. Make it bigger and brighter. Feel the sweetness, the love in there. Put encouragement in there. Kindness, compassion. Decorate it. Clean it. Clear it and expand it. And we're going to invite a younger you to love up. Any age that pops into your mind that you know could use a little love, a little attention, feel special, feel connected. As I count backwards, once again, each number relaxes you and deepens you. And when I snap my fingers, Invite a younger you there. Trust your impressions, whatever younger you shows up that needs your love. That count of 3, go even deeper. You just relax. 1, invite a younger you there now into your heart. Look at that adorable little you. Thank that little you, that courageous little you. Hug and love up that adorable little you. Let that little you know you're here for you. You get this little you. Understand this little you. You are willing and you love this little you. Now, really, you can let this little you communicate what it needs to tell you, so it needs to get that. And it can truly feel and know that you and this little you are loved, loving, and lovable. And as you do that, you can sense the heart growing bigger and brighter. Now I'm going to recite the Ho'oponopono prayer 4 times. You can say it to that adorable little you, or that little you can say it to you, or both. And it goes like this. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Take that little you by the hand, hug up, love up, celebrate that you are a team now. And now that you're working together as a team to help you recognize in every fiber of your being that you are loved, loving, and lovable, that you are connected to something greater than you, and that you realize and remember that when the flower blossoms, the bee comes. When the flower blossoms, the bee comes. And you are the flower blossoming now, working together with little you. And as you sense light coming from your heart, you might imagine all of us together, loving, breathing in and out of our heart. You might imagine the earth right there in front of you, or if there's animals that you love or sacred spaces that are in danger, animals that are in danger. So you can send love from your heart now. You can visualize all of us sending love from our hearts, thousands and thousands of people all over, sending love to Mother Earth and then receiving love from Mother Earth, all over the earth and to specific areas. Send love. Research demonstrates that when you do this, it's real, it's felt, it's experienced, it's there. Love up an area and raise the consciousness of humanity and move us all into love as you promise to love yourself, the little you and all the little yous. You know you're special, you know you're loved because you have your back now. So go ahead and merge once you've done that with an adorable little you. So that little you, shrink that little you down and put that little you in your heart, feeling loved, loving, and lovable. That's right. There you go. So if your hands aren't already on your heart, go ahead and put your hands on your heart. Put your hands on your heart and say hello to yourself. Say your name and say, I love you. Say it 3 or 4 times. Hello, Randy, I love you. And then state 1 or 2 or 3 affirmations that reinforces the new you that's about to emerge. Like I am loved, loving, and lovable. I am strong. I am intuitive. I am getting healthier and healthier every day. I love myself. I am learning to love and accept myself more and more every day, every way. And then set an intention on how you want to feel when you come out of hypnosis today, what you want to continue, whether what your heart told you or your head told you or both. So you can harness the healing power of your heart by believing in yourself, stepping into your true power, true potential, and realizing heart communicates as a path, not an answer. And that you can recognize you are on the path. Now, in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 up to 5. When I get to 5, I'll snap my fingers and a new you is going to emerge. Lighter, freer, happier, healthier. So starting right now with the count of 1, take a big, deep energy breath in. 2, speeding up with this wonderful feeling of well-being. 3, into the present, into a new mind, a new body, a new you. 4, speeding up with energy, confidence, another big, deep energy breath in. And with the count of 5, opening those eyes. Welcome back, everybody. It was my honor and pleasure to serve you today. What's fascinating about hypnosis is it can be very subtle. You might just notice you're feeling better or happier because you're believing in yourself more. So thank you, everybody, for being a part of this. My name is Randy Light, and I am from Enlightened Living Hypnosis and Enlightened Living Hypnosis Academy. And I'm honored to be a part of this. I hope you really enjoyed that. When you come back completely, say something, write something in the chat about it, and keep in mind all the different things. We didn't get to every single thing that's written in your handout, so you can review some of it because there's some fascinating statistics about the science of the heart, the physical heart, and what I'm calling the spiritual intuitive heart. And you know if you need to do a consultation, or if you need to do the essential 4. I know your heart's told you, and it's okay to find a way to figure it out and take your time. But reach out to me and ask me questions, or go to my website to randylighthypnosis.com. You will get the replay so you can share it with other people. There is more resources on my website. This was a dream for me that Bruce, oh my God, my virtual assistant, you saved me through this. The Love Yourself quiz and how to harness the healing power of your heart, this masterclass, have been dreams come true for an entire year. Bruce will tell you that when I first started working with him, he remembers me talking about this, and we made it happen this time. And I cannot thank you enough, Bruce, and thank you all for participating. And you're welcome, Nancy. Thank you for helping me feel and share love and light for all. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. This is my gift. This is my Valentine's Day gift for you. This is my Valentine's Day gift for humanity. Okay, I think we're going to end here unless anyone has questions or thoughts. Gratitude to you as well. Stay in that gratitude. Make that promise to love yourself and continue on your journey. You're welcome, Bruce. If anyone has questions, now's the time. Otherwise, obviously, you can reach out to me at randylighthypnosis.com, randylight@gmail.com, and 219-929-8726. That's textable. Love yourself, especially on Monday and every day. And remember, my favorite quote, some of the biggest questions of the heart unfold as a path, not an answer. And when the flower blossoms, that's when the bee comes, not the other way around. So blossom, shine your light and shine your love and be your best self. Good night. Good day, something like that.